Going on, guys? Love Island episode 2. Hopefully that clap wasn't too loud for your headphones. Again, these are one takes. Love Island episode 2, podcast episode 2, Love Island recap. Super excited for this, guys. A lot of you, not a lot of you, a couple of you, when I put out the quotes and comments and, what should I post and everything, I mentioned Love Island. So a couple of you, we had that discussion already on some of the main points. So thank you for those combos if you're as interested in Love Island as me. I think it's so interesting from so many perspectives, from a social commentary perspective. Like it's really a look at culture and status in the world, entertainment, and it just means a lot downstream for culture, or upstream, however you want to look at it. The fact that Love Islanders are basically A-list celebrities now, when 20 years ago, reality TV stars like Jersey Shore, who really walked so everyone now could run, they were like D-list celebrities, and A-list were like Matt Damon and like movie stars and like, Leo DiCaprio, which is probably like the last real movie star. It's interesting, right? Because now it's like the more content you put out, the closer your content is to your real life. Reality TV being the biggest thing in the world, right? It's 100 reality TV shows. Like, it's incredible how they can like dress up a dating show, right? There's like dating for blind, dating for autistic, love is blind, dating for farmers, dating in the South, dating religiously, dating like 90 Day Fiance, weird scenarios, dating, like it's literally crazy. Like, so, but what is that? It's the most intimate piece of your life. So it's kind of like we're like, you know, probably can't say this, but SLUTTING, if you could spell that out. It's like everybody's doing that for their life because that's that's the juice. That's what we want to see collectively, right? We want to see people's most intimate details, their love life. Nothing more intimate in our life than our love life. So I think it's so interesting for that. I think it's also interesting for marketing, because you can take a lot from what they're doing, right? You can, like, I know for me, I need to do more hooks about Love Island. I need to find a way to incorporate hot takes from Love Island. I should have done more while the season was going on. I was watching behind, so I didn't watch like as it came out. Next year, I'm going to do that so we could do watch alongs. We can watch together, recap together. But I will also be doing more hooks during that time. Literally just the human piece of me of like, this is what I think, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. Because that's a huge connector now. And if you're building anything, like, of course you have evidence, proof, whatever your offer is, like the 80-20, but you got to have 20, if not more, that is you, irregardless of what you do. Beliefs, likes, dislikes, interests, jokes, fun, humor, whatever it is. And that's what I'm doing here, right? We're not talking about music. We're not, that comes up, but I'm doing a whole podcast on Love Island. So literally it's like, but if you're building something, I hope you're doing that as well, because that's huge. It's huge. It's huge. People want to connect, and people will buy your thing, listen to your thing, do your thing, use your thing, whatever your thing is you're selling. They'll do it because they like you, right? Your thing has to be good enough to use, to like, share, enjoy, but they're going to do it because they have you. They like you, right? And they got to connect with you on your Love Island beliefs, right? So there's 100 people make music. You guys might listen to my music. Is it better, Speed House than Bunt? Absolutely not. Is it better Speed House than a lot of other guys? 1,000%. But it's somewhere in the middle. But somehow we connected, and, through various parts of ourselves, you guys went, yeah, he's all right, for this, and this reason, right? And it had less to do with the music. It's really interesting how human connection works that way, right? Like, so anyway, that's something that I've learned. And again, if you're building something, hopefully that's helpful or interesting to you. I've always defaulted away from that because I'm so evidence, social proof, like, it comes from insecurity. It comes from, I don't know, only child, single mom stuff, like whatever, overachiever, didn't get attaboys and love yous and all that. I don't know where it comes from, but that's the way I'm wired, where it's like, I need proof, and I need to share my proof. And anybody, it's not like I need people to know, but like anybody who I'm interacting with, especially trying to sell something to, I need them to know I got it, right? So I was building my fitness business. I had 1,000 I still have it, a photo album with like 1,100 client testimonials, thousands of texts, right? That are like, and that's one photo album. So then I had other albums, right? So altogether, I had thousands of testimonials. Text, I lost 100 pounds. Text, I can't believe I can, use a normal seatbelt again because one of my clients had a seatbelt extender. Pictures of their feet on the scale saying what they were, like just thousands of testimonials. Like I got it, right? And I was trying to be, for a time, I thought that was my end game. Like I'm gonna be the greatest trainer ever, but I need the proof. You guys see a lot of my posts. I do, 10 comment quick cuts. Bang, 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 bang. Best song ever. I need this. When does this drop? It's incredible. Wow. Just amazing, right? For music, like da 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 da. Because I need people to know, like, I got it. My music is that. At least these people like it. Not saying the best, but at least these, certainly not the best. But these people like it. It's that good and it's undebatable. Same thing with poetry, right? I'm crying, shouldn't have read this at work. Like all the beautiful comments you guys send me, messages, I save all of it. I save all of it. I have all of it in a photo album. Anyway, I say all that to say it was really hard for me to do this piece because I'm like, one, I'm always going to be private personally, so I'm never going to share too much, if at all, about personal things, which to me are the family side, right? Because whatever I heard Gary Vee say, whatever you give the internet, they'll take it, right? And that's one, like, heard that years ago when I was in the beginning of my content journey. Man, it grabbed me. And there's only case studies of the more you give publicly, not just the internet, whatever the medium is, right? TV, whatever you're doing, the more you do that, the worse that thing you give becomes, right? When it comes to personal, family, whatever that means to you. But so I really struggle with that. But even this side, I'm talking about Love Island, right? This is really low stakes. This isn't that intimate. It's not intimate at all. It's just my entertainment preferences and my thoughts. But even this piece I struggle with because I'm like, man, it's not about music. It's not testimonials about you guys. It's not serving you, writing poems for you. Like I feel like it's an aside, but that aside is so important, guys. I'm going on a rant because again, hopefully it's helpful or interesting to you. If you're building something, because don't underestimate this piece and think about the people that you like, because I can certainly think about the people that I like watch online. I like them for their beliefs. I like them for their interests. I like them for their attitude. I like them for their personality. Worn a black shirt every single day for like 5-6 years. When I was training, it was my fitness merch and it was a black shirt with my logo and stuff. And then when I stopped training, stopped that business, and now it's just a black shirt. A lot of my business and entrepreneur content creators, Alex Ramosi, Dan Martell, those two, for example, they literally wear the same shirt every day because we have the same belief, which is once I think about something, I don't want to think about it again. And I don't care about how I look at all in the sense that, fashion has some inherent value for me. Now, when I go to a business event, when I'm working different things, I love being suited and booted. I'm a marketer. Appearance is half the battle, right? So don't let it be confused. But in my day-to-day, I'm pure optimization, right? I work out, sleep, go hang out, with the family. Like I do it all in the same fit. And so we'll go run after this, like all in the same fit, right? And I take a shower and I put on a different version of the same fit. So I don't want to think about it, right? I want to work. I want to be in life. I want the most life activities. I don't want non-life activities, which for me means errands, chores, stuff I don't enjoy and does not serve a purpose, isn't building and isn't family time, right? Alex and Dan, I didn't get that philosophy from them. I was doing it before I knew who they were. But when they came in and I saw Alex wears the same tank top every day with his merch, we clicked because I'm like, oh, we're the same. I already know. And before he made a video saying this is why I wear the same t-shirt, I already knew, and I already liked him consciously and subconsciously because we think the same. Same thing with Dan. He wears a turquoise shirt every time. His was even more noticeable because it's a turquoise shirt. Like, who wears a turquoise shirt every day? But that's his thing. And then sure enough, first time he talked about it, I already knew what he was going to say. It's marketing. It's noticeable. The convenient, systematic thinking he wants to execute. But also I already knew the turquoise. It stands out, right? Like a lot more than a black shirt does, right? Like who else do you see on the internet in a turquoise shirt in every single video? The answer, you've never seen someone on the internet in a turquoise shirt every single day. So anyway, I say all that to say this piece is important. Let's dive into it. This is my Love Island recap. I got a couple items here I typed up. Doing this like a month, post the show ending. So not as fresh, but plenty is fresh. And then the reunion coming. So we'll do a pod after the reunion. First one. Sincere was trash. Doublespeak is terrible. Commit to searching. We know Sincere was trash, right? The doublespeak killed him. You can't call a girl beloved. You can't call two girls beloved, right? Ever. You shouldn't ever call, if you're dating or whatever it is, right? Obviously, you should never call, have two pet names that are the same for two girls or whatever. Right? Obviously, that's terrible. We can all agree. When you're on a TV show, like, of course, all the pet names, all the non-consequential pet names, right? He could have said cutie, boo, whatever it is. You can't really go babe or baby. That's too emotional for Love Island, right? But I don't know. I'm not even gonna start spitting names, but you guys know. You're probably thinking of them right now. There's so many names you could pick from to build a little bit of connection with each girl that are different. And he chose beloved for both. No, obviously not knowing, not thinking, but he should have been knowing that obviously that's going to come out. Like, ridiculous. So that's terrible. And his problem was he didn't commit to searching. And this is going to be a through line with everybody. I'm watching Love Island UK. It's the same thing. This is human nature. Guys and girls. Guys, obviously, girls want commitment. Guys almost always decide, evolutionarily, certainly, guys decide when commitment happens, right? Guys ask you to be the girlfriend. Guys ask girls to be the girlfriend. Guys ask girls to be married, right? So on and so forth. So girls are already predisposed to more commitment, right? That's why when Casa happens, like almost all the girls stick with their guy. More guys always leave their girl, right? It's human nature. So the problem is when guys are further away from commitment than the girl, you have to pick a lane. The guys have to say, this is how I feel about you. You're my priority, so on and so forth. Love her up, secure that. Obviously be genuine and honest, which it is. Like, you are my priority. Tell your priority she's your priority and ham it up. Like, be sincere, be honest, but put it on heavy because you're about to step away. So you got to deposit so you can get a withdrawal as you go explore whatever it is. The problem is they don't really love up their person, and then they don't even really search. So they're like, no, like, I like what we're doing. Instead of saying, like, you're my priority, da 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 da, they're like, no, I like what we're doing. What is that? You're not building any cushion. And then you're going to go explore, but you're not fully exploring. Like, they're like Casey's another note, right? Casey's going over there and half step and talking to Soul. Casey was the worst half step of the whole show. Casey, and I'm riffing, guys. Again, it's not that fresh, so don't hold me super accountable for these takes. But from what I remember of my notes, Casey had one of the worst half steps of the whole take, which is him and Soul's whole thing. He's over there, he and ha, and then he gets caught like a kid in detention because his priority, Anaya, comes over and he's like, oh, bro, come on, bro, and he's laughing. He's like, ha, like he got caught. What are you doing, bro? Commit. Like, don't sneak over and have a talk. Like, if you're gonna explore. Build the cushion. Go get what you need. Make it worth it, because when you come back, if that's not your new person you're jumping to, there's gonna be some damage to repair over here. Even if you set the foundation right. He didn't do that. Sincere didn't do that, right? They didn't really love up their person, and then they didn't really commit to exploring. They kind of snuck around and had like weak conversations that like weren't that flirty, weren't that romantic. Like, pick, right? So those are my first couple takes there. Casey had the most legendary recovery in the whole show. KC, if you guys can remember, KC, Sincere obviously is leaving the show as the worst guy. KC, for like 5 episodes, was terrible. He was the worst by far. Hopefully this isn't too loud, guys, because this is how, animated I get. Maybe you just turn your volume down or whatever, obviously. Casey, for like 5 episodes, was the worst guy by far. Worse than Sincere, worse than Zach by far. All the things he did with Anaya, when he went over to Casa, the way he was acting, like kissing a girl, doing fingers with your buddy next to you, like, what is happening, bro? Weirdo, right? And obviously terrible the way he was acting around Anaya, things he was saying, like, horrible. So it's literally like, dang, he's gonna end brutal. I was literally saying as I was watching it, I'm like, man, I'm worried about Casey, because when he sees this hate, Like somebody better check on him because it's about to be ugly. Legendary recovery. It was like over the course of 3 days. He comes back, and then the thing with Anaya, like when he comes back with TT, continues his demon stint, right? And then he's like, you know, then he's comparing them. TT's like, my mom, you're not, like, like he didn't say that exactly, but he pretty much did. Like, why are you? I think Trinity called him out. Like, why are you comparing? Like, just say, Anaya, I love what we had. I owe it to myself to work on this connection. If you're still willing to keep going, great. If not, I understand. That's it. Keep it short and simple with the fire pit when you're bringing a new girl in. But instead, he's like comparing, he's arguing, he's fighting, and then obviously TT and Trinity get into it, and it's like you're a little girl and all that. But like for KC, all of that was terrible. Then he's yelling at Anaya at movie night, like he's standing up and yelling at a woman. Like, what is happening? He's terrible. But then the next 3 episodes, Sincere takes that lead spot and is like, everybody's like, oh, Sincere's horrible. And Casey's like, whoa, I know in his mind, he's like, I'm so glad the spotlight is not on me anymore. And then he had like a legendary recovery. I think they made it into the top 6. Like they were compatible. So that relationship really did make him whole again, right? It's like he got to show more loving side, no arguing. Like they had a good end, him and TT. Legendary recovery because he was by far the worst all the way up until like the last 8 episodes. And then Sincere just said, don't worry, bro, I got it. Like, I'll be the worst person people will remember forever. You were the worst for like most of the show. I'll be the worst people remember forever when they think about Love Island Season 8 America. Crazy. The Zach hate is rough. I think it's such a bummer that Zach's like getting his account spammed and blocked and all the things. It's like, it's so sad, man, because obviously they're on top of the world. Everyone says they're going for love. We know nobody goes on for love. They go on to get paid. They go on to get their brand deals. They go on to try to parlay it into something else. And they have a 6-month window. And not all of them, only some of them. And the degree of like money dwindles the further you're down, right? Most people on Love Island on any given season aren't making any money, right? And then you got 5 to 10, right? Top 5, top 10 most liked, most watch time that can actually go get something parlayed into something else. You have 6 months maybe to do that, right? Maybe a year. The best ones can stretch it out for a year. Like Nick and Alandria. Nick parlayed it into a DJ career. That'll probably hold forever. Alandria parlayed it into modeling. She had all the brand deals. Those are still popping up. Like, and we're a year and months past. That's only them two. No one else on that season did it. At least not that I can remember I've seen, right? So this time that he has to do it, now his accounts are spam. Now everyone's sending him hate. Like brands are going to see that. And like, I'm not going with Zach because I don't even know if he can post. Like your value is your Instagram. Your value is your Spotify. Like that is your value. And the fact his accounts are down and stuff is like, you have no value to us, right? You're not inherently valuable. You're valuable because literally your social media account, which you don't even own, right? It doesn't own the data, names, emails, none of that. So it's like you have a very fragile time to try to squeeze something out of this limelight that you have. And so I think that sucks, especially considering I feel like he was one of the best guys, right? Was he the best? No. Was he one of the best? Yeah, and that's not saying a lot, but he was. Like, Kada, he was one of the best, especially because he was with Kada. Because to me, Kada is one of the worst, right? And I'm glad she started leaning into a little bit of her own accountability, a little bit of self-deprecation at the end. Like, oh, maybe we almost got voted off because I'm terrible to Zach. You know what I mean? Like, I'm this, I'm that. She started leaning into it. I yell at Zach. I get angry. I get a little spicy, whatever it is. Yeah, Kato, that's why you guys almost got voted off. It certainly wasn't because of Zach. Like, yeah, did Zach say the thing after Hideaway, make a bad joke? Sure. But honestly, that was his guilt. That was him. That was his foresight. That was actually it's terrible time. You don't say that after you just laid with her. But like, that was his foresight. That was his concern. Like, I know this thing's far from over. I know we got in the Hideaway early. Like, what's going to happen when new people come in? Like, so I can appreciate that because, again, terrible timing. Don't make a joke about it after you just lay down with her. But like, it's Carrot's concern, and it's actually him being like, I'm going to get ahead of this because this isn't good. Even before they went to the Hideaway, he was already talking like that, which is that part is great. That was good timing. Like, hey, before we go, like, I'm excited, but like, I feel like let me get this out because I already know what probably is going to happen because I know we got a lot more time here. That's honest. That's care. That's concern. Kata, again, mean. She's mean the whole time, and I'm glad she started leaning into it because she really was like yelling at him, disrespecting him, demeaning him. He picks her up, and she's like, "Yeah, but the other guy picked me up way higher." Like, what do you do? What's your goal, Kata? Like, what guy? And Zach was a bit of a simp in that way, where it's like he just took it. He took all of that, right? And to each their own. Maybe to him, he likes a little bit of a push and a shove. I don't know, but I know most guys at least would find that demeaning, disrespectful. Most guys did. That's why the world voted them down, right? That's why Kate is getting so many memes and stuff because like most people, men and women, saw that as mean, rude. Zach deserves better. Like that's anyone could see that, right? So I feel bad for Zach because he's getting that. I feel bad because he dealt with that with Kata throughout. Hopefully they work out. Again, teach their own. But the world saw that she was really one of the meaner women to their man, and she still was able to keep him. Obviously throughout the show, right? Probably aren't going to last long. I probably wouldn't bet the house that they last forever, but. And it's hilarious, the swamp and stuff. Like it's literally hilarious. But they got the most disgusting thing. Like, here's a boat, here's a swamp, here's a sandwich. Like, jeez. Those producers are crazy. Like, you should try to make it, however much resources you have, you should try to make it a little bit closer in terms of quality for each finalist. Like, Anaya had a dang princess fairy tale with a book with a tangible takeaway that they'll have forever, if for however long they make it, right? Assuming they make it forever, give it to their kids. Unbelievable. Obviously, Brian and Trinity, I don't even remember what they had, but I know it was incredible. And they said, hey, have a sandwich next to a swamp, right? It's like, yikes. Make it a little bit closer, producers, but it did give us a good moment. But actually, that probably led to the Zach hate as well. Like, yeah, the producers actually probably led to Zach and Kata being a laughing stock. Well, they did, because they put them in that scenario. So if they didn't have enough stuff to hate or meme them already, let's go give them the worst date as well by a lot. So that sucks. Of course, Trinity and Bryce won. Incredible. They're an odd couple. I would not have bet the house in the beginning that they would have persisted, right? I don't think anybody would. Trinity was literally like, I don't think he likes me. I don't think I like him. Like, but they worked out. Good for them. Will they last forever? Hopefully. It's always interesting, right? After you get out of this intoxicating experience where anybody would fall in love, more or less, right? Certainly makes it 100 times easier to fall in love. And not just the romantic setups, but like the hypnotics, right? They're in a hotel for weeks. Like they go a little crazy, which is by design. Those producers are, man, they are influence masters, right? Taking their phone, stripping you away from your support circle, like putting you in a hotel room, like, telling you all these different things about how America's perceiving you, telling you with voting, like it really is a hypnotizing, crazy experience, which is why these things happen where you're like, why would you say that with 7 cameras around you? But they're cooked, right? Like, yes, they're all young and dumb, but like, they're not that, like, hopefully they're not that dumb, right? I know they're not, because 3 days out, they're on a podcast being like, yeah, that was crazy. I don't know why I said that. It's a crazy experience. And they're talking about the psychosis of it all. Like, geez Louise, it's crazy. But anyway, glad they worked. Hopefully they work out. He's parlaying into DJing. Super cool. Kenzie was the worst. Kenzie and Melanie were the worst girls. Kenzie is going to be remembered as the worst girl. Melanie is very lucky because of that. Because if you guys remember, Melanie, kissing back and forth, Sincere Corbin, that was humiliating. I was living when I saw that. I'm like, man, if I'm Sincere, and Sincere was a simp as well in many ways, because obviously it flipped into Melanie taking him back, tale as old as time, guy's not behaving, woman stays by him. But before, it was a tale far less common, which was Sincere sticking by the girl that was going crazy because she was going with Corbin back and forth in the villa, and then in that bed challenge. That's humiliating, bro. As a man, you're cuffed up. And she knows. She says she don't know. She knows. Why'd she pick those two? She already ran through everybody. So she already had a good context for who everybody was and wasn't. Then she's got Sincere. Obviously, she's got the hair. Obviously, the frame she's feeling is short and skinny. Then she's got Corbin, which is the exact opposite, significantly bigger and taller than the other guys at that moment. Like Carl and the Casa guys weren't in yet. You know exactly, and then she lied about it, right? I didn't know it was them. Obviously, you know it was them. The world knows it was them. Everybody commented, you know it was them. So like, that's humiliating. Sitting there, it'd be humiliating for a girl the other way, right? Imagine if it'd be less humiliating because you play into that threesome stuff more. Like girls typically do that. Love Island, America, I think had some three-way kisses. Like so, it's a little bit less humiliating, a little bit more normalized. For a guy, not normalized at all. Completely humiliating that you're swapping saliva with, especially for Sincere being a small, short guy, the new big, exciting, attractive guy. Humiliating. I thought that would be the last straw for Sincere, and it wasn't. And so Melanie was really terrible. And then the yelling and just the attitude. Obviously, towards the end, it's more justified. Never justified to be nasty with people, but more understood considering what Sincere started doing. But she had that Kata, like that mean, get at you, like, and then does stuff like that. So she was the worst. She's so grateful Kenzie took the throne because Kenzie was really acting like typically a guy acts, saying all the things, throwing out the beloveds like Sincere. And in her case, it was the family talk, right? In her case, it was kissing. Kissing is just a handshake, or it's like a handshake. These producers work hard, man. And if they really need, and I feel like they might have this for legal purposes, they need a producer that's actually in these people's corner. And they probably have someone on paper that's like a therapist, counselor, whatever. Because if you gave Kenzie, or the women in this case, a list of things to not say, hey, there's a lot of things that are going to get you shame, all these things, not going to look good for you. If you gave them a list, number one on the list, do not downplay physical contact because it's going to make you look like an HOE, right? And so it's like, that's exactly what she did. Kissing is like a handshake. Even the other girls, and the girls always defend the girls generally, even if they're all crazy, right? Even if they're all acting way out of line. Same thing with the guys. Obviously, they're all gender biased. But even the girls on that were like, I forget whose face, but like it was like two faces that were like, what? Crazy. Don't downplay physical contact as a woman. You're gonna look like an SULT, obviously. And she did, and that played out. Rough, right? But that line was indicative of her whole attitude. And it was a tension. She's like, I never had a roster. And then she had the biggest roster of all the girls on the show. She had a continuous roster. She started with one, pick up two. When this one drops, I need another one. Then when this one drops, I need a new one. This one drops. She had two through the entire show. She was just swapping on and off, right? Like Corbin, and then was it Dylan, whoever the cowboy was, and then it was like Gabriel for a moment, and then it was like Gall, and then it was like Dylan was at the end, like Caleb was the cowboy, like just through the whole thing she had two. Could not like, and hey, have options is a crazy place, but like then the juxtaposition with kissing's just a handshake, the emotional stuff you're saying about families and things, and I do appreciate some of her thoughts around like what are we going to talk, we're going to talk about family. I appreciate that. Actually, that part actually wasn't so bad. Actually was kind of better than Sincere saying beloved to two girls. But obviously all the other stuff is crazy. You always had a roster. The girls couldn't even defend you. When a girl can't defend another girl in Love Island, you're really acting out of line as a girl. So glad she stuck with Dylan. Hopefully that works. Dylan was also a simp. Like, you just met this girl. Like, don't do the puppy dog cry. Like, it's not a good look for you. Because, and to be fair, it worked out. I mean, he got the girl, right? So, or he got, the girl he wanted, and he got a lot of empathy. But of course, he got some hate as well. I know he's talked about that, like people saying he's crying performatively. That wasn't performative. And as a guy, I can tell you, and every guy knows, once the corners of the mouth go down, right? You get this kind of deal, this kind of tremor. Call that the puppy dog cry. That's real. That's uncontrollable. It's involuntary, right? And that's what it was. He's trying to talk through it. The lips are quivering. The corners are going down. He's got that permanent frown. Right? Breath short. That's as genuine as a cry as it gets for a guy. But I was really surprised that he cried that early. None of the other guys were that emotional about any girl, even if they were with him the whole show. And he was like that with Kenzie immediately. It did signal some weakness. It did signal some lack of emotional resilience. Obviously, it signaled care, but you just met her. So, like, you know, too much care, like what's going on, right? Codependency, right? Who knows? But that I thought was great for his empathy, but not a good look for him. Don't get that emotional invested in a girl you met like 2 days ago or whatever. And obviously she goes and kisses Gall and, just ruins him. Or that is what ruined him. But yeah, Corbin's weird. It is what it is. We all know Corbin's weird. Just ugly, right? Ugly and awkward. Personality's terrible. Like the AI voices, whatever. But it's less about the voices, the personality. Like asking every girl for a kiss. Like Corbin was just. I think he was 22. It's so crazy. They literally just pulled these people out of obscurity. Like he literally is just a young, dumb, full of you know what, 22-year-old that's like any guy that's 22 and just hungry, just thirsty, right? And it's like that was interesting to see. The Parm clip was wild. I don't even remember her name, Parmesan, whatever her, I think her Instagram is Parmesan or something. That clip is crazy. You guys saw at the end when she's like, I've been rappers, this, that, the other, like athletes, da da da. I'm known in my city. I'm known in my city. It's one of the ugliest things that happened in the whole show, right? There's a lot of ugly things that happened. That was one of the ugliest things that happened in the whole show. Like, what? And I saw a lot of the girl again, when girls can't defend girls is when you know they're acting out of pocket. I saw a lot of girls online reposting that like, Parm, why did we tell him this? Like with like a face emoji. Because like, what's the goal? Did you think that was gonna make him more attracted to you that you've been with every poppin' person in your city? Like, of course not, right? It just devalued you to him. Obviously, they were never gonna work anyway. But that, if they were even gonna have a little stint in real life, that really killed it. So that was terrible. I thought Gabriel deserved better. I thought he's one of the most respectful guys. Like the fact that was one of the times in Shaw's the most live is when they sent him home because Kenzie was doing the exact same things, if not worse, with him. And I know that was a little combo after, like the girls being like, and the guys. I'm glad the guys rode for Gabe on that because it's like, what did they say? Like, oh, he's not content. That is a intention judgment, and you don't know someone's intention. We don't even know our own intentions a lot of the times, not guys or girls, humans, right? Like you're saying he's not content, but you had no quotes and they played no clips. You had nothing found. The girls had nothing founded to say about that. There was no, oh, well, you said I'm not happy with this, or I just got with her, but I'm still hungry for more. Nothing they could say. It was just, I don't think he's content. And they kept reiterating the same phrasing, right? So it's like, it's an intention judgment, which you don't have the right to judge. You have the right to judge it, but it's completely baseless, right? There's no, it's like someone walking an old lady across the street and then you're like, yeah, but he just did that to look good. What? Did he say that? Did he do something terrible after? Like, that's an intention judgment. He walked the old lady across the street. You don't know why he did it, right? And Gabriel, because he's been with a couple girls, like, he's not happy. Like Bea got sent home. He'd still be with Bea, and every time he went to explore a new girl, like Kenzie, while he was with Bea, he would tell her. And Bea was cool. Bea was one of the most solid women, emotionally resilient, because she was like, "All right, go do your thing. Like it is what it is. I'm gonna do my thing. You do your thing." Like she didn't flinch, right? So for them to say it was like his girl got sent home and you're saying he's not happy. Like, what are you talking about? And I love that the guys rode for him on that because, like, that was a crazy judgment. And Gabriel obviously didn't have the mental fortitude or the language or the sales skills in English to defend himself the way he should have. But he should have. I was hoping he would have stood stronger on, like, but how'd you make that judgment that I'm not content because my girl got sent home? I've been respectful to everybody. Yeah, I feel like I've been one of the most honest guys here. The girls wouldn't have had an answer, right? Does that change their decision? Probably not. But, I wish he could have done that. But the guys did that for him as much as they could as well. And that was great because it's like, and I forget who else was up there, but there was clearly another option. I think it was Kenzie. I think Kenzie was clearly the option. Like, you're the one who's not content. And you sent home Gabe instead. So, like, that sucked. But But yeah, I think that was my last. Yeah, that was my last take, guys. 35 minutes ranting and raving. That's my Love Island recap. We'll probably do another one after the reunion, and I'll do it fresh. Maybe I'll do it the night of or the morning of. So great for you guys watching these on YouTube or on Spotify or Apple, listening to them. Super excited about this. Again, it's timeless for me, like I talked about in the first one. Sharing my thoughts, beliefs, ideas, talking with you, interacting with cool people. Like, that's time. I'm gonna do that forever. I do it for free. I do it for free, and this is for free. So that's why I'm building the podcast and just build more content out for you guys. So it's a beautiful Sunday when I'm recording this. Hopefully, when you're seeing this, because I'm gonna put it up right now. Hope you guys have an incredible day. DM me. Let's talk. Let's connect. Let me know what topics I should hit. What are your ideas on Love Island? Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? And I know my bias, guys. You guys are probably, we all have a bias. Most people just don't know it. I'm always biased towards guys because I'm a guy. Girls are biased towards girls because they're a girl, right? So, if you see looking at my topics and a little bit of a reflection now, you'll probably see, I went at the women a little bit more emotion on that than the men. That's my bias. It is what it is. Girls right for girls, guys right for guys. But don't mistake that with me being illogical. Again, completely, Casey was horrible. The worst guy. Red hot demon, right? And I was like, whoa. Corbin, weird, ugly, thirsty, terrible. Sincere, don't call a girl the same name. What are you doing, right? So, like, don't get it confused that I'm illogical. It's just, I understand the guy's perspective. I'm thinking through the lens of a guy, which is why you might see my skew more towards the women. Oh, and this is the main thing. The main thing is Love Island has more women viewers, so they always cater to the women. Like, of course, right? And it's human nature. Again, the commitment thing, right? The women are always prone for commitment. Men are less prone for commitment. They're prone for novelty. It's evolution. So Love Island is set that way, right? Women always have great PR. You have Meg Thee Stallion come in. You don't have a guy come in, right? You have Ariana hosting. You don't have a guy hosting. Like, women always get the better side of things, as they should. Women are God's gift to earth. But when women mess up, that doesn't get the same light because of all the other shine that the production and the world and evolution and all these things have come together for women to create this, beautiful, again, worthy protection. But when women step out of that, they don't get that same flame that guys get. And so with Love Island specifically, that's why I probably notice or, am more ranty ravey or specific about the women's messing up, because for the guys, they got the shame. Like, Sincere got the shame. Casey got the shame while they were in it. And so, yeah, they're terrible. I can beat them up all day about it. But I just think it's more interesting to always be contrarian. That's what it is. More than anything, more than guy girl. Because actually the guy bias doesn't really, I think through the lens of a guy, but I'm not sticking up for guys for the sake of sticking up for guys. If anything, I stick up for women for the sake of sticking up for women. My rave angels, as a trainer, I had almost all women clients, grow up with single moms. So my bias is actually probably towards women. But what I should have said is I'm a contrarian. My bias as a contrarian, meaning I'm always going to take the opposite angle because it's more interesting. So again, when the world is polishing Love Island as producers, everybody's polishing women, and women step out of that and they don't get that much hate, especially when guys get that much hate, like the Gabriel Kenzie situation. The contrarian thing is to go, wait a second, nobody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about that. I'm gonna talk about that, right? Which is like, Kenzie was worse than Gabriel. So that's my bias, guys. And obviously talking about something like Love Island is so emotionally charged with gender and relationships and intimacy and culture. So hope I didn't rub you the wrong way in any of my takes, but yeah, those are my biases. I'm a guy, I think, through the lens of a guy. I'm certainly more biased towards women, actually, and in kind of support kind of thing. But I do think through the lens of a guy, which informs my takes. And then more than anything, I'm contrarian. So I just try to find things nobody's talking about. It's also the salesman and marketer in me, right? Like, the best hook is simply flipping. The easiest hook is flipping what everyone else is doing. So everyone with investing says buy the S&P. So if I'm a financial wealth manager, I'm going to be like, the reason you shouldn't buy the S&P, or the reason nobody's talking about why you're going to lose everything in the S&P or something. Just flip it, right? And then find a way to justify it. So those are my biases, guys. Love Island recap. I'll see you guys after the reunion, which is coming soon. I'll probably do another one before then. But DM me. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know your ideas. So grateful for you guys. Music, shirts. Shout out Ashley. Second shirt by Erica, Ashley. You guys rock. I know I had said some other peeps bought. If you had wanted one, I'm learning. I'm learning all this. So I'm sorry for those other peeps that couldn't get your order in. I fixed what needed to be fixed. So if you want to get one, go get one. Go get a shirt. I'm talking about my What If She Raves, because the base wraps around her ribs and holds her without any strings attached shirt. If you want one of that, go get one. I know a couple peeps were in like the order queue, but the order's timed out because I'm learning this all. So I fixed what needed to be fixed. But right now we have 2 shirt buys, Erica and Ashley. So grateful for you guys. And if you want a shirt, especially those peeps who weren't able to get one, I fixed what needed to be fixed. Erica already got her shirt, said it was incredible. She loved it. Ashley, I hope you love it. If you do get a shirt, please let me know. I'd love to write you a poem, send you unreleased music. I'd love to give you shout outs like this and more value however I can. So love you guys. Podcast number 2. Have a beautiful Sunday.